Let's talk about India again. It is the world's third largest oil market. It depends heavily on crude oil to fuel its dreams and development. India consumes nearly 211.6 million tons of oil every year. How much of this is produced in India? Less than 35 million tons. What about the rest? We don't have enough reserves, you see. Even if there are, India hasn't explored new fields. So where does the rest of the oil come from? Iraq, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, the United States and Canada, among other countries. India imports nearly 85% of its crude. And this is the biggest reason for India's high fuel prices. India depends on imports. Also to blame is the OPEC Plus, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, plus Russia. They have cut supplies, the demand is rising, but the supply is not, so prices go up. People in India are paying through their nose, more than 100 rupees a litre for petrol. This rise in fuel prices is affecting every Indian household. The government must find an immediate solution. What are its options? To discuss that, it's important to understand fuel pricing in India. The global price is currently around $60 per barrel. That's roughly 28 rupees per litre. Why are Indians paying close to 100? Because of taxes. How do you think petrol and diesel are priced in India? Almost two-thirds of what you pay is excise duty and taxes. The base price of the fuel, the transport charges and the dealer commission make up just a portion of the pie. Let me give you an example. The price of petrol in Delhi was 89.29 rupees a litre on the 16th of February. Now look at the breakup of this 89.29. The base price of petrol is just 31.82. Freight, 0.28 rupees. Price charged to dealers, 32.10. Excise duty, 32.9. This is levied by the union government. Then comes the dealer commission, 3.68 rupees. This can change depending on your location. Next is VAT or value added tax, 20.61 rupees. This goes to the state government. Add all of these and you end up paying 89.29 rupees for 1 litre of petrol in Delhi. The bulk of the bill, like I said, is tax. India has the highest tax on fuel. It is 260% on the base price of petrol and 256% for diesel. This is according to estimates by CARE Ratings. Compare this to other countries. Tax on fuel is 65% of the retail price in Germany. It's the same for Italy, 62% in the UK, 45% in Japan, 20% in the US, and let me repeat, 260% in India. Surely state and central governments can make oil cheaper if they want to. They're just not doing it. Here's what else they can do. Intervene in fixing oil prices. In other words, regulate the price. Currently, oil retailers in India can fix prices of petrol and diesel. They factor in their own cost, which basically depends on the price of oil in the international market. They also factor in their profits. Earlier, prices of petrol and diesel were regulated by the government. It paid subsidies to oil marketing companies. This shielded consumers against turmoil in the international oil market. In extreme cases, perhaps the government can still intervene. Here's something else it can do. Diversify imports. India relies heavily on West Asia for oil. The region accounts for about 61% of the oil shipped into India. Earlier, India had a wider supply base. Now it depends on the OPEC Plus cartel. With Joe Biden in office, perhaps India can resume buying oil from Iran and Venezuela. In fact, there are reports that say that India is already talking to both these countries, Iran and Venezuela. There was a time when Iran was among India's major oil suppliers. But since 2019, there have been zero imports from oil. Why? Because Donald Trump had imposed sanctions on Iran. In the year 2018-19, India imported more than 23 million tons of Iranian oil. That's almost 1/10 of India's requirement. Oil from Iran is cheaper, as is oil from Venezuela, another country that has been sanctioned again by the United States. So to put it in short, here is what India's strategy must be to counter the growing oil prices. Number one, explore new markets and find a way to work around American sanctions. Number two, rethink high taxes. Number three, regulate in extreme circumstances. Number four, explore new reserves at home. Spend more on finding new oil fields. And number five, work towards a future independent of oil. Going green is the safest bet for sustainability, for our pockets and for the earth. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.